Okay, in lesson 4, what I'm going to first start out and show you is a nice little trick or technique to preview your textures on the model, the officer model, before you actually create your skin file. So if you feel you need to make any more changes, you can go back and do so before you set up the skin file and then spend 10 minutes getting the game to load and all things like that. To save you a few steps and save you a bit of time. So we're going to click this little button here, the massive A, animation browser. Then what we're going to do is we're going to open the package for the SWAT officer, which is in the content expansion directory, animations, and we want the SWAT mail animation 2 file. I'm going to open that up. As you can see, we now have our officer there. Let's use your various WASD keys and mouse clicks. In fact, let's show you the way to do it. We're just going to left click and move just to drag you around. Right click does rotation, and both clicks together up and down, strafe left and right, and move you up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a pose that should allow us to see a lot of what he's doing, a lot of his body, which that one seems to do. And I'm going to click this little tab here, open up the skin, material. Let's make this for a little bit of a bigger view. And then we're going to, they're the textures that make up that particular model right now. That's what we're seeing right now. I'm going to open the textures file, textures browser, sorry. We're going to find our previously saved texture package, which is there, and we'll just select the light pants and go back to the animation. Again, we're just going to use the little arrow, click use, and as you can see, that texture is now being assigned to his legs and body. We're going to go back to the texture browser. Let's find the light vest, which is that one, and assign it to that bottom one. And there we have it. A brief look at how it's going to look on the player as you see it in game. It's not a perfect match to how it looks in game, but it gives you a good indication. Saves you a lot of time and effort to get it in the game, just for it to be not what you want, and you decide to do it all over again. So that's the animation browser. What we're going to do now, I'm just going to close that down. We're going to actually make the SKN file, or the skin file. Now this is done through the class browser, which is this little pawn icon over here. We're going to click the icon, and we need to make sure that these two little buttons that you see here are both depressed, so they're pressed in. And then we need to find the custom skin section, which is under Object, Actor, Equipment, SWAT Custom Skin, and then you'll see Default Custom Skin there right at the bottom. What we need to do is just need to right click it, select New, and then we need to give our new skin a name. This first line always has to end in the words custom skin. Now I've had problems with the file if you use any symbols, underscores or anything like that. Basically you need to use lettering only and all one word. So let's just call it tutorial custom skin, like so. Now the package name is the same as the class name, but without the custom skin ending, so it's just going to be tutorial. I'm going to click OK. Now what we're going to get is a tutorial custom skin section. We're just going to right click and choose default properties, which is going to bring up this new dialog box, and the section we're interested in is this little section here called custom skin. Now this is the section that you're going to need to assign all your textures to the various parts on the body. So I'm going to leave that open and just click over to the textures tab, which still has our tutorial texture file open. Let's just move that out of the way so we can still see our class browser. And what we're going to do is we need to assign the face first, so find the face shader, select it, move over to here, and again use the little arrow and use. The GUI image is obviously that one. Again, select it, arrow, use, and you work your way down as through the files like so. So we have the heavy pants, heavy vest, no vest, light pants, and light vest at the bottom. Now, the last three that we haven't touched upon yet is obviously skin team valid. You can allow any team to wear them, either suspects or SWAT, or you can specify one or the other. For this one, we're just going to leave it on all. The skin description is what's going to be displayed in-game when you're looking through your equipment's choose. It's just the text box to the side of the GUI image that you see, giving a brief description of what it is. So we'll just call this tutorial skin by Deseret. And the friendly name is the name of the skin that appears just below the GUI image next to the selection arrows. It's a very short name, you don't get very much space to put anything there, so we'll just call it tutorial. And there we have it. That is your texture set, your skin set up. What we need to do then is close our little box, go back to the classes tab, just click the tutorial custom skin to make sure it's selected, and click the save button. Now, as you can see, the editor actually wants to save the skin package as a .u file, which is not what we want. So we're going to change this class packages to all files. Now, it still wants to save it as the engine.u file, which we don't want to do. We're going to browse up to our content expansion custom skins directory. And as you can see, all the custom skin files actually end in .skn. So we're going to call it tutorial.skn. Like so. And we're going to click save. And it's done that. We're now going to close the editor down for the final task, which is very important. If this doesn't work properly, the entire skin will not work. So close that down. See the new message. The package tutorial has been changed and needs to be saved. Save it now. Now, I'm not sure what process actually goes on here, but for some reason it seems to condense the file down somehow. So we're going to click yes. We're going to overwrite the tutorial skin that we've just created, even though we've only just saved it. We're going to get this little dialog saying, do we want to replace the file? Yes, we do, because it's going to be a much more condensed version. And it's going to give us a memory warning. Obviously it's saying that the file on the disk is much larger than the file in the memory that it's trying to save. Are we sure that we still want to overwrite? And yes, we do. Now, providing that you've followed those steps correctly, you should be able to fire up your game and find that that skin is available to use in game. What you need to do though is make sure that again that it's selectable initially, and that you can play more than one round on a server. For some reason, if the texture file is not quite right, sometimes it will let you select the file, but as soon as you try and play more than one round on a server, it will kick you for invalid content. So you need to go through that, play a few rounds, make sure that the texture file isn't kicking you out. Providing that it's working fine, you can move on to the next stage, which is normal maps.